result this afternoon. It was always a little bit nerve-wracking, but no, it's a great feeling.
And how did that recounting go today?
As I understand it, it was quite vigorous. There were a number of protests from either side, from our side, from the National Party side. The actual figures are long and arduous process, I understand.
Can you just talk us through the emotional roller coaster of the last more than a week?
Yeah. Well, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday last week we were up by a small margin of approximately 80 votes or thereabouts, and then Thursday morning, the day that we thought we would get the declaration, or that evening, and things were looking good, we found out that we were actually 66 votes behind the Nationals, and obviously we were disappointed with that result. But then we had to wait for the recount the following day, and we found those papers, or the bundle of papers were located, and it put us back in front, which was great. We finished the close of business on Friday ahead by a small margin, and then obviously the National Party lodged their application for a recount. So it was a matter of just sitting patient, holding tight, and waiting for the whole thing to play out, and for the due diligence to take its course.
Obviously this is a huge upset for them, having held the seat for 70 years. What do you think that says?
I think it sends a strong message to the community and to Parliament that the community is not going to be treated and the way that they're being treated, that people will vote and use their power to influence government. And it's clearly the case in this particular by-election that the people within the Orange electorate were clearly not happy about the manner in which they'd been governed of late, about the representation they'd been receiving, and they used the position and the opportunity to really make a statement to government. I think governments need to take that on notice, that they need to listen and represent their constituents.
Mate, I'm going to have to bail. Thanks very much for your time.
No worries, thank you.
And what's the next step for you now?
Yeah, well, the next step's going to be obviously formalising the process in terms of staff and other things, such as ensuring the government delivers on all the promises they made during the campaign of close to $400 million, and trying to find out a timetable when they're proposing to roll out all those things.
I guess, does that mean that you'll be stepping down from your other role?
Yeah, well, once it's officially declared, which I understand will occur shortly, I'll resign from the New South Wales Police Force, a career I've had for nearly 22 years, and it's been a fantastic time in the police force. I've worked with some fantastic people and met some great people. But life goes on. This is a new challenge.
From this point, I mean, you're potentially looking ahead to 2019. I mean, obviously this is a protest vote this time around, but I mean, how do you go about retaining the seat into 2019?
Yeah, sure. Well, look, that election process starts tomorrow. Building the trust of the people, not only the people that voted for me in this election, but even the people who didn't vote for me or vote for our party this election. Getting out to the community, engaging with the community, listening to their concerns, building bridges, representing them, being a sounding platform for them. All those things to ensure that to get re-elected and working hard to do that. Best for the people of Orange and this electorate. I'll be down in the lower house by myself on the crossbenches there, and first and foremost, my main priority is to represent the people of this electorate to the best of my ability to get the best results and outcomes for them.
And I mean, in terms of gun control, gun policy, I mean, you've got a lot of experience in this area. I mean, what's your take on on that area and what would you be supporting?
Yeah. Well, look, I don't think too much needs to change. I don't want to see people with AR-15s. That's ridiculous. But in saying that, also, law-abiding firearms owners need to be properly represented. Over 97% of firearm-related crime is used by illegal people or with illegal firearms. So the law-abiding people need to have a person who understands their position and represents their position. But look, first and foremost, my priorities will be towards the electorate and helping the people as best I can in this electorate.
All right.